All 6 contestants will now take. Hey guys, welcome to my channel. Today's video I'm going to be reacting to strangers rank their intelligence, IQ versus first impressions. This should be an interesting one, and I can't wait to get into this. Let's have a look at what's going to happen here. You know, people really attach their own self-worth to their perceived notion of intelligence. Now you get different forms of intelligence. You get like your book smarts, your problem solving skills, your emotional intelligence, your ability to handle or to stay level headed in emotionally challenging situations. You even get something called fighter's IQ, different forms of proficiency in the mind that really sums up the full spectrum of mental competence. So we'll see, they specifically mention IQ here. So this is what they are, the section of mental competence that they are going to take a look at, and versus first impressions, it says. So wow, I think some egos may get bruised here. Let's see which direction they're going to take this experiment, shall we? This social experiment. And this is done by Jubilee. Excellent, really go check them out. They do a lot of these sort of social experiments, and there's always going to be something interesting coming out of these experiments. These are the contestants. What are they doing now? Filling in a questionnaire.
Should we just go down and do
intros?
Yeah, I'm Sade, I'm 24. I work in finance, a bachelor's degree. I went to Yale.
I'm Tyler, I'm 21, I'm a high school graduate, and I work in the Marine Corps.
That doesn't really tell us a lot about him. What exactly do you do in the Marine Corps? I would be interested in knowing, Tyler.
Haley, I'm 25, I'm a software developer. I went to Ohio University, and I have a bachelor's degree.
I wonder if perception is going to be, if group perception is going to be a thing here, are they going to be biased against her because she's blonde? You know, the old generalization, dumb blonde type thing, which is not a very smart deduction to make at all.
Maria, I'm 30 years old. I have my PhD in cancer biology, and I work in a biotech industry. Grad school, I went to University of South Carolina, and undergrad, I went to University of Florida.
Okay, so she definitely has the academic acumen. How did they choose these contestants? I wonder. Are they purposefully going to try and throw us off here? Are they going to try and expose our bias? That is my question. They want to see if you fall into the trap of thinking because someone like the Marine guy doesn't have any tertiary qualification, maybe you would assume that he's not that intelligent. Let's not fall into that trap. Let's not make these vast generalizations.
Florida.
Hi everybody, my name is Sean. I'm 27. I'm the director of social media for a company, and I also work for a digital ad agency. I got a double major in dance and cultural anthropology.
Double major in dance and cultural anthropology. I don't know what that is. The dance is throwing me off. I don't think that's got anything to do with digital advertising. Maybe it does. Cultural anthropology, maybe.
Undergrad, I went to Loyola Marymount University.
Okay.
Hi everybody, I'm Ray. I'm 24. I graduated with a bachelor's degree from Harvard recently, and I work in consulting.
Here's another generalization that you see a lot. Asian guy went to Harvard. Here's a problem. Some of these generalizations are, they become tropes because they're usually true. Okay? There's the thing, don't judge a book by its cover. But how do you navigate life without ever making one of these assumptions? Especially when 9 times out of 10, that assumption is going to be proven right. And social experiments like these come along and they try to show you that there is an exception to the rule. But an exception to the rule does not completely disprove the rule. So if something is going to be correct 8 or 9 times out of 10, is it that wrong to lean your thinking in accordance with that? Is some stereotyping required to get through life? If not, who can live their lives without ever stereotyping? I think that's a little bit arrogant to claim. I think we all do it. And I think as long as you have the humility and as long as you leave space to be proven wrong, you'll be okay.
Maybe it's good to identify what intelligence means to everybody.
I think intelligence is better defined as your adaptability and your problem-solving skills more than it is your education. Obviously, like the education, the stuff you've been through puts a lot into play in it because it gives you more resources, more thoughts to draw from. The formal education definitely helps, but I don't think it's in any way essential.
When you go into higher education, there will be, I think in America they call it the SATs, things like that. There will be, they will sort people, try and find people who has the mental capacity to be likely to be able to obtain the qualification. However, I don't know if that rule is applied to all universities and colleges. The question, will you be more intelligent necessarily just because you have obtained a higher degree or some sort of a postgraduate qualification? No. Yes, you can. It is true when it comes to the mind, the saying, you use it or lose it. But you don't have an open-ended upward spectrum of the more you study, the smarter you're going to get. That is simply not true.
So what is the most essential?
So the most essential thing was probably common sense.
Yeah, so for me personally, I think intelligence is both EQ, IQ, and that common sense, street smart intelligence, all of that combined.
People consciously or unconsciously, when they see someone, form an opinion immediately. Like I'm sure we all did right away.
When I saw you,
she speaks about people forming an opinion immediately. Is it because she's been subject or victim of that due to the way she is presented?
I told myself, Maria, do not judge him just by his looks. He could be throwing you off, or that's just who
he could be throwing you off. Are you basically telling him that he's dressed like a stupid person? Why would his looks throw you off in terms of intelligence? She's walking into a minefield that she set for herself here. Why did she pick him?
Who he is, but he can talk the talk and walk the walk. Sean, I didn't want to judge him based on the way he looks or dresses or acts, so I was like, I think he's intelligent.
So you're basically saying he's dressed like a stupid person?
Impressions, I would put him at the bottom only because when I was in school, all the other people with like the bright neon colors and stuff, they were typically the ones doing worse in classes. So if we were ranking confidence, I'd definitely put Sean at very first place.
So what is the definition that we're going with?
What? The people who wore the neon colors that worse in school?
Besides my education and background, I feel like I have high emotional intelligence, like I'm aware of my surroundings.
As a sophomore,
having high emotional intelligence is not being aware of your surroundings. That's your eyesight.
For a developer, my problem-solving skills are obviously top-notch, I think I would say. My whole life, I've kind of had to fight to be seen as intelligent. I think I'm so used to having to do that as a...
Okay, so she's got this little chip on her shoulder. People seeing her as the waitress at Hooters or something maybe, and she's blonde, she's beautiful, and now she has to navigate all of those things for people to recognize her mental capacity, and this is maybe made her a little bit oversensitive on this subject. She keeps bringing it up.
A woman to just like step up and be like, I deserve to be here.
What I do in the Marine Corps, I'm a seaborne defense specialist. So I think that by virtue of what I do, that already requires some amount of intelligence.
Sorry, quick question. So do you think that only certain people can do your job, or do you think anyone can do your job?
Only certain people. You have to take the ASVAB before you go into the military. That's not really how much you know, but how well you can learn information.
How well you can learn and apply information is a very big component of intelligence. When you get into the special programs of the military, the higher divisions, not just your basic foot soldier, you are going to require a lot of intelligence. Okay, it's extremely naive to think that there's not a whole lot of intelligence involved in running the defense force of a country. I mean, why would you think that? It's an extremely complicated endeavor. The equipment they need to use. Think about someone who's a pilot of a fighter plane or a bomber. Certainly those guys need to have a lot of intelligence. There's a lot of math involved. There's a lot of factors involved, and you have to be able to demonstrate this mental capacity under duress, under stressed circumstances. In many cases, as you are deprived of certain physiological requirements. I mean, you might not be eating well, you might not be sleeping well, and you still need to be able to utilize your mental capacity and competencies. So, but I don't like the way she phrased the question. She seems very condescending, and she seems to have revealed a bias that she has. And I think it's going to bite her in the ass.
Why don't you guys rank each other from 1 to 6, including yourself, and give reasons why you want to do what you're doing?
I gotta go 1.
No.
Oh yeah. 2, 3, 4, 5,
Sorry.
6. I would rank you as a 6, not meaning that you're not intelligent. I also think that I don't place a lot of value on the military.
Well, at least she's being honest. Okay. Oh, I've got a funny feeling about this. This guy is not stupid. Why would you place him at 6? Okay, it's your own choice. She placed herself 3rd. Alright. So she basically went for all the stereotypes. Look at her ranking here. She's ranking the Asian guy who went to Harvard number 1. So she ticked the box for that stereotype. She rated the condescending girl who has a PhD in cancer biology or something 2nd. Okay. She rated herself 3rd because, of course, she wanted herself, she didn't want to be like, okay, I'm the smartest, but she's not going to make herself the dumbest. All right, fair enough. Your own ego comes into play there. And then she had these 3 left. The blonde girl, the rainbow person, and the military guy. It's interesting to me that of those 3, she picked the military guy as the dumbest. I mean, just because, yeah, I don't know. Okay, well, whatever.
Period.
No, full stop.
I'd probably do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Okay, this is a little bit more shocking to me. Why did he pick her as number 1? Everybody rates the cancer biology PhD girl 2nd. Interesting.
I'm sorry.
I'm the villain this episode.
Does anyone think they're like
Yeah.
either end? of the spectrum.
I'd say I'm 1, if nothing else, because I know what I'm about and I'm sure of that.
Wait, you guys have to rank everyone too. That is so unfair. No, 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 no.
I would say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Okay. I think
Because people in people who wear neon clothing in my school did very badly. Okay, that's a little bit of a, yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Wow.
It's hard for me to look past the education part. Going to college, I think you learn a lot, if nothing else emotionally.
Okay. Going to college is not going to make you more intelligent. You have to take your intelligence with you. Okay? If you don't have it in here, it's not going to magically appear because you sat in a lecture room. Yes, if someone has an advanced degree, usually they had to have been quite intelligent in order to pass the grade, to obtain that qualification. But it doesn't make you smarter to go to college. Yes, you learn more, but that is not how intelligence works. We can both study the same subject matter. I can get it into my head maybe a lot faster than you because I'm more intelligent. Or maybe you can get it into your head a lot faster than me because you are more intelligent in terms of that specific aspect of intelligence. But through your entire life, that's not going to change. If I study for 4 more years, I'm not going to come out more intelligent. I may know more because I've utilized my mind with the intelligence that I have to learn more than you. So yes, I will know more than you. It doesn't mean that I have an high IQ. People don't understand the innate characteristics of IQ. It does diminish over time, apparently, a little bit. And yes, there is some impact created by education, but there are limitations.
But I still think you're smart.
Thank you.
Sorry.
1, 2,
Wow, people's biases are at play and plain for all to see.
3, 4, 5, 6. 1, immigrant parents, first generation going to college, humble, modest. 2, me, I don't know, PhD, cancer biology, science.
PhD, cancer biologist, science, blah, 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 blah. Oh, I love myself and I want you to know it. Own it. Ooh. Okay.
Scientist, I work in a biotech company, we make COVID-19 testing kits, stuff like that. And then 6. It has nothing to do with your background.
It
I
has
don't think you really
everything
have
to
the
do with
highest
his
IQ
background.
Out of all of us, Tyler, he ranked last.
That guy has been very good at controlling his emotions. How could you possibly say he doesn't have a good EQ?
For me personally, because the way he carries himself, he was ranking intelligence based on his point of view and not taking in other people's point of view.
You are also ranking intelligence on your point of view. So what makes you different?
And compiling results, but really just came down to his body language, his demeanor, the way he carried himself, the way he acted towards the group.
I would,
So basically, that's how you rank someone's intelligence.
but
You're not supposed to rank whether you like someone or not. You're supposed to look past that ridiculous bias and rank them based on their intelligence. Not being able to do that shows extremely low emotional intelligence on your part.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and out 6. So
Well, Sean, I will respect you for that. I mean, I'm not saying that Sean is the dumbest guy there, but wow, he's certainly not struggling with a huge ego.
So the reason why I put you at number 1 is I think you have the highest, not only EQ score out of everybody, but the way you present yourself, as well as being a PhD student, I think is just like a huge thing. And I put myself 6 because I feel like I might be the weakest in terms of actual IQ score. Hopefully I can make it up as everything else. So I did put myself as least intelligent. However, if it can't be me, I definitely think Tyler, unfortunately, his way of thinking is linear. And I think intelligence is almost like a sphere. It's a picture. And right now he's only coloring with one color than, with the rainbow.
So who got the most number ones?
Right.
Thank you.
Okay.
Down?
Here comes the ranking.
Shanae was
like
pretty
you.
up there too.
I feel like you were definitely 3, right?
Yeah, I mean between
You were
Harvard and
4.
Yale.
And 5.
I think that I
How would I rank these people? The one who is in number 1 now. Yes, I'll fall prey to the same stereotype. He's probably we are ranking IQ here, okay? This is what the subject says, or the topic says. The description of the video says IQ. So for IQ, I would say this guy number 1. Maybe between this one and this one for number 2. Let's put her at number 2, him at number 3. These two, 4 and 5. I don't know which order. I don't know. I think this one, and this one sounds to have the highest IQ to me. This one, I've got the feeling she's hiding behind her fancy, shiny little college degrees. She certainly hasn't demonstrated any emotional, maybe, but I mean, she might have a good IQ. It's tough. It's very tough. Overanalysis paralysis hits me a lot, and it's happening again right now. I'm way too careful to be able to do this test, and if I were forced to, I would have no confidence in my assessment based on the short little interviews that we saw here.
sort of expected to be ranked a little bit lower. At first glance and first interaction with me, it's hard to tell how intelligent I am. It's hard to tell how intelligent anybody is.
Is anyone
True.
upset with where they're
This is true.
standing?
I think it makes sense that I'm down here. Like the guy who graduated from high school and then joined the military, he probably wouldn't be like high up on there. If I
Okay, so he understands the bias. He understands it. It doesn't mean it's right, but at least he has the, I don't know, emotional intelligence to understand this is why people would think this way, which just bolsters the view that he is not that stupid, that he might be quite intelligent, as a matter of fact. And he seems to be a quite sorted out type of guy. So I think this guy is quite smart.
If I was in their shoes, I definitely would have also ranked myself among the lowest.
I do feel like there might be a prejudice acting in terms of ranking you
Okay, I was thinking that
highly,
too.
but I agree with the ranking. I think you probably are.
Yes, just extend what you just said. There is a prejudice in ranking him highly, as there is a prejudice in ranking the Marine low.
Most intelligent out of all of us. I would feel weird placing you there and not acknowledging the dynamics in which we did so.
Now what? All 6 contestants will now take...
Hearing that to take an IQ test was definitely hard to hear. Quantifying things for me in that realm is really hard because it gives you something really solid.
Yes! This is the this is the reason we take tests, to give you something really solid. Ooh, they didn't think this was coming. Oh, this is beautiful. Oh, I can't wait to see the results of this. Let's see.
Even if you don't buy into IQ tests, it still gives you a number at the end of the day.
IQ tests will test a certain aspect of intelligence. True, it doesn't cover the entire spectrum of intelligence. As I said in the beginning, there are emotional intelligence, spatial awareness, your problem-solving skills, all types of things, and not everything is adequately covered in IQ testing, but IQ tests do tell you at least a specific, at least test for a specific type of mental competency. So you can't just throw it out the window because you don't like it or because you have a low score. Sorry. I agree, it doesn't test for everything, but you can't say just because it doesn't test for everything, it doesn't test for anything. That is just your ego that's bruised by maybe not having a high IQ.
Which is something you have to grapple with.
I literally thought when you said to open the computer, we're going to look at social media, that I didn't think an IQ test would be part of it.
Oof.
It was kind of
Okay.
expected. We're being ranked by intelligence, you know, an IQ test. It's not that far out the realm of possibility.
So number 1 is Raymond. Number 2 would be Kaylee. Number 3 will be Tyler. And number 4 would be Shada. Number 5 is Sean. And number 6 is Maria.
No! Wow! Look at the face on that girl. Mrs. Condescension herself, sitting at 112 points. Oh, and they show the score as well. Well, they're all above average. So, I mean, there's nothing to be ashamed of in these figures. But, yeah. What was my ranking? What did I say? I said this guy was number 1. I said the blonde girl was going to be number 2. And I said this military guy was going to be number 3. I wasn't sure. I didn't expect Mrs. I'm the smartest person in the room to... Oh, well, she didn't say she was the smart. I'm being a little bit mean now because I don't respond well to condescending, arrogant people. So, sorry, she didn't call herself the most intelligent person in the room. This was not her ranking, but she certainly acted like it. But I didn't expect her to be last. Oh wow! And all of them rated the military guy as number 6, and he turned out to be number 3. And him and number 4 have the same score actually. Why would they rank? Is there like a comma and then something? Why would he be number 3 and the girl who said she was dyslexic number 4? They both have 131. And unless there's a decimal that puts him higher. The blonde girl, yeah, she is very smart. I thought so. And of course, the stereotype is sometimes correct. Asian Harvard student is number 1. Of course, Harvard will test for intelligence before they admit you. But I did not expect. Oh, I can't wait to hear this. Be prepared for everyone on the lower end of the spectrum to suddenly discount the validity of IQ tests. Oh, wow.
I think an IQ test tests something. I don't think it's intelligence. It's definitely testing.
It does test a certain aspect of intelligence. You can't throw it out the window because this is not where your mental capacity or mental competency lies. Yes, there are other things, but it also tests intelligence. What the hell do you think it tests? It tests a lot of things that you have to use your mind in order to solve. So, of course, it tests intelligence. It's definitely testing something, but because I didn't win, I'm going to discount it.
Something. IQ tests are now known to be flawed and based on incorrect sample sizes.
Okay. Best advice. When you're sitting in a situation like this, just shut up. Right after we took the IQ tests and I didn't score very highly, I would like to point out that just now IQ tests have been shown to be extremely inaccurate and blah 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 blah.
I have really severe dyslexia. There's 2 questions on that test that I automatically basically can't answer.
I'm sure if you studied for an IQ test, you would do a lot better.
Yeah.
IQ tests are just one aspect or
Yes,
one way to measure.
but they are an
It's really
aspect.
on a spectrum what constitutes somebody as intelligent.
Correct.
Before this, all I knew about IQ tests is that they existed and the I stands for intelligence. I've never looked into IQ tests before. Coming here today, them saying the EQ, that was the first time I've ever heard that term in my life.
Coming back to intelligence, it's not just your IQ, it's your EQ, it's your common sense, it's street smarts. Sure, it is.
Yeah, I would not follow this IQ test up with an EQ test for you, because you have boasted, you have condescended, and who knows what's going to come out of your mouth after this, but I don't think you have the highest emotional intelligence either. I may be wrong.
Is some type of metric similar to an SAT and ACT score is a metric for getting into college, but there's more to that person than that test.
I'm actually excited I wasn't last because I thought I was gonna be last, not gonna lie. I think an IQ test is a good indicator to see how people handle pressure.
Sean's following the philosophy of aim low and then you can't be disappointed. You can only do better.
I think that's easier to make sense in our heads that, oh, you're smart and you're not smart.
Definitely don't think it's the best metric. I've been exposed to tests like these probably more than most people here. That already gives me an unfair advantage.
This is my villain redemption arc and climbing up the ladder.
That was a good one. I don't know. It's just I can't help but it's like digging your own grave beforehand and then getting like just like, you know, cancer biology, blah 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 blah. Do you think that anyone can do what you do, stupid Marine? And then to finish, she came last, and then suddenly, yes, well, you know, IQ test, and not knowing that they were going to be tested, they're going to actually have to put their money where their mouths are, actually going to be tested with an IQ test. This was absolutely fantastic. I would say a cautionary tale, to be a little bit more humble. This was very good. Okay guys, thanks for watching. If you like the content, please do like, subscribe for more, and I'll see you in the next one. We like to look for the truth and find it wherever it may hide on this channel, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.